Well, we have plenty of topics today. Sit your podcast down. McFly in the building. G, Reek, how are you fellas today?
Good.
Up?
I'm good.
All right.
Ready for the smoke.
I'm going to say something I don't think I ever thought I would say on this podcast. I'm going to say something I never thought I would say. Joe Budden has a point. That's all I'm going to say. Now, don't come for me. I'm a Drake fan for the most part, but he has a point. I don't know if Drake's making music just for the younger crowd, but he is right that they're not the best judge. You want to be judged by the community, not just the young boys. And I say that because the young boys tend to like just certain types of shit. Their tastes haven't evolved yet beyond the few things that they've attached to and gotten used to. So I get that. Also, here's how you know Joe had a valid point. Here's how you know, if I may say so, Joe was right in his critique of Drake. Drake responded. If you didn't give a fuck and you didn't think it was right, why would you respond? You respond? Your daddy respond? Is Adonis gonna respond, my nigga? Like,
he might.
That proves it got to you. It proves also that you think Joe Budden still has a voice in hip hop. Because if you did, again, if it didn't ring any bells, if it didn't feel like it rang true, why the fuck you respond? Right. With that being said, I'm not ready to judge the album just yet. I do think that the best Drake is behind him. Respectfully, I think the best Drake has already been created.
What was the critique for me? And I haven't been following this one.
Well, I'll let Reek hop in, but essentially he was saying he's making music for like the young boys, like he mentioned like Kai Cenat, like he mentioned like that kind of following. He's trying to make music for that crowd and not for like the rappers, like his actual peers. Like you're not making it to impress a Cole, you're impressing the Cenat, which I feel like I don't think it's fair. I think I understand what he's trying to do and stay relevant. I mean, we've seen Kanye essentially just rob all of the young artists of their shit and take it and stay relevant.
Right. They call him a genius.
He just got a fucking genius for it. So like, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. But that's essentially in a nutshell what the critique was. Like, the album feels like it's made more for the younger audience, and he doesn't think that he's gonna get the best Drake when he's catering to that crowd.
He essentially
has he ever?
Like,
I think so, to an extent. Yeah. He's appealed to more than just the youngest of rap fans, I think.
Like he basically told him that he needed to grow up and like grow. Your music should have growth and all this other stuff. Which is like, if I'm Drake, I've literally been experimenting with like my last 3 albums. I did an album, all house music. This album, I did a song in Spanish with Bad Bunny.
They do a Bad Bunny song.
Like, you can't sit there and say I'm not showing any type of growth when I've been experimenting with all these different types of music, and you guys just aren't receptive to it, or you just don't like it yet. So I kind of get where Drake is feeling a certain way, because like, okay, you want growth, maybe in the subject matters, maybe, but you can't say like I'm not trying new things. Like,
I think it's subject matter too, but I do think he has tried things. I mean, there's probably no rapper takes more chances with music than probably Drake. If you're talking about just rap in particular, I mean,
right? Because that's what pissed me off. I'm Drake, because like you said, nobody takes more chances than Drake. Like, he'll try different types of music across many genres that other dudes won't try. But you talk about, there's no growth. Like, I
also think because he shot at Drake's, or shot at Joe saying he was a failed rapper. I don't think he said a lot more. I know.
Yeah, because I got the Joe shared his DMs.
Oh right. Let's go over that. Yeah.
I got the DMs that Joe said that Drake said. I find it rather funny, personally. He starts out with, take a chill pill, Anthony. Joseph Anthony Budden, I guess. Have a drink, throw on some instrumentals, maybe write one of those fellas. Do your thing, let me do my thing. Joints for old time's sake. A little radio play would do you some good, Papa. Because you bringing up my friends and the bitches I fuck like you know anything about that. More shots fired.
Wait,
Keep
this
it
is
music.
Drake?
Yes, this is Drake.
Okay.
Keep it music. I don't give a fuck what you listen to in your free time. Because the people's opinion I care about don't have free time. Apparently, Joe has a lot of free time.
Oh, shit. Oh, whoa.
I also don't care if you like or dislike something, but talk about my life and shit like you trying to plant some seed or paint some narrative and turn people against me. I can see where you're sitting there saying that. Talk about the music. If you hate it, you hate it. But if you're talking about I'm out here fucking 25-year-olds, I mean, I can see why that was a personal shot.
But are you?
I mean, does that matter? Like Joe can't say nothing because how old is Santana?
Oh yeah, it's facts.
he got a new joint now who also look young.
Right. Yeah. So here's the last part. This shit feels malicious to me, and I don't do well with that. Your nerd co-host can sit and talk about gangster this and that, but you know how we get down. So keep it journalistic, you jabronis.
Wait, did he just?
He ended it with jabronis.
You know how we get down, and then use jabronis.
Keep it journalistic, jabronis. That's how you ended it.
So this brings you.
I might have laughed at the last.
if this is truly from Drake, which it potentially is, let's assume it is.
Nobody's making up jabronis.
Yeah, I think that. I think you know what it is.
Yo, he hang with Lil Yachty. That's how he talk.
It brings me back to like the nigga Drake can do and say whatever he wants, and there is no critique. And when he gets them, like he don't know how to respond to it. Cause this is weird. Like, number one, you clearly are affected by this, right? So that's weird. Don't act like you're not, right? Number two, why are you so affected you feel the need to respond to a nigga? You're one of the biggest stars in the world of all time. Give the fuck about what Joe Budden thinks. And then ultimately, nigga, you can't play the gangster card. I thought it was over that Drake. Just there's no card you get to be like you a gangster. Just you know how we get down, jabroni, like some wrestlers, nigga. Like well, how do you get down, my nigga? Let me know.
There needs to be like some
man.
course or something that like lets famous people or entertainers, athletes understand that, hey, this is part of the job. You know, the media tells a story, and granted, some stories definitely hold more weight and have more power than they should, but people are going to critique your life. It's public. Like, this is something that you need to deal with and figure out how you're going to handle. Maybe does he feel like some type of betrayal from Joe? Like, I thought you out of all people would know.
I think it feels like that with Drake. Because it ain't like other people ain't critique and say similar things about his album. But it's just like, I think he felt more of a way because they do got a personal relationship. So it's like, you know stuff, you know what I mean? And you putting out information that has nothing to do with the music. Like sitting there saying like, I don't care about you hanging with Case and not and fucking 25-year-old bitches. Like, what does that got to do? Like, why are you bringing up my personal stuff, like who I hang with and what I'm doing with certain women?
Drake got to understand though, like this is the media. This is the same media that makes you pop too. Like, you can't have it both ways.
We talk about that with athletes. It's a part of why it's big, because there's attention to this shit. Like,
right. This is good for you.
But I also think Drake knows that somebody like Joe can often also shift a lot of people's opinions. So it's like, I don't think people like, even though people were hating on it, because that's like the usual cycle. Drake drops an album, everybody hates it, and then later it's like, man, this album was fire.
I mean, that's literally me every album.
Right. Like that happens. That's
I
like
will
the
admit
cycle
it.
for like that is the cycle for Drake. I think Drake expects it at this point, but it's just like I don't nobody really trashed his albums like they trashed this one. And I don't even and I'm like, yo, like the album ain't bad. Like I don't know, like, but it's like when you hear Joe say something like that, you know what I mean? I think more people started like, yeah. And then young people, because Drake responded, young people started looking up Joe Budden's like music. They had no idea he rapped, which is like insane to me.
No idea you rap. I mean, when's the last time he was relevant musically? I mean, Slaughterhouse shit. Like, when was he last dropping shit you actually heard on the radio? And that was a moment in time. Like, wasn't there wasn't? I don't remember the summer that Slaughterhouse had it on lock. I don't remember that summer.
Yeah, I mean, I
don't remember that at all.
And the thing is, they should, but you know, I'd say they should know because he was like the first real like rapper, especially underground, that like utilized the internet for everything. Besides like Soulja Boy, but he was doing it before Soulja Boy. A lot of people don't really realize that. Like he was out putting, like he was on the internet all the time. But I don't know, man. Like it seemed personal.
Yeah, it's personal. It gotta be
personal.
Because Drake is, like you said, you know, he can get away with anything. Like, why is this bothering you? Like, you could shit on somebody and it'll be fine, I'm sure.
Right. That's why I think it's just personal. Because I don't think like, he cares like other people say stuff. But it's like, you, Joseph.
I don't really mind. Oh, God, my bad.
No, I'm saying like, I mean, Joe has a great, like, I agree with Joe. Like, nobody could tell him that he can't critique music.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't say he's done it at a high level, albeit maybe a little bit dated and whatnot. That's fine, but a failure in rap, he is not. Is he a GOAT? Like guys that have the consistent spotlight on them and drop multiple great albums, that's GOAT status. But just being successful, he's made a career in music. He's a thought leader in this, and now he has a successful podcast. Right. He's not a failure. He's not your level of success. He's not Jay. He's not Cole. He's not Kendrick. He's not those guys. But he ain't a failure neither. Right. Like
just look at him like he's like a retired player turned analyst.
Yeah, this is like that's what he is.
Yeah, like, just because that player wasn't the star doesn't mean he don't know how the business works.
Kenny Smith, man. He wasn't the star, but he was on the team. He did his thing. Now he got a job, and you know who he is. He know basketball. Kenny know basketball, right? You don't think he don't know it? Joe know rap. I mean, he's saying like, "Yo, nigga, like your bars need to grow up a little bit," which I think is a fair.
Yeah, I mean, personally, that's how I feel. But I also don't care. Drake don't have to make music for me. That ain't the thing that I'm gonna die. That's not the hill I'm gonna die on.
He does.
It's content. It's content. Like Drake, you gotta understand, Drake. This is the content for today. Tomorrow, we're not going to be thinking about this. Tomorrow's going to be the content for tomorrow.
Right. Drake makes music to cover like several genres on his album.
Yeah, it's like it's clear.
Right.
You're a megastar. You're doing this at a different level than what I would have done to that. You're not making music for your peers. Like you're over your peers. You have one peer, and Jay-Z's probably the closest one to your peer, like compared to like rap. You're not going to have anybody that's matching with like the mega star level of Drake literally being able to do whatever he wants.
Right.
Other than Jay.
Right. How many people can have Sexy Red and then Bad Bunny and Chief Keef on their album?
Right. And the thing is, he's co-signing a young generation, and that's gonna always just win him more. He doesn't have to do anything for us. He's embraced the music that I don't necessarily care for, but I mean, this is what he does.
Keeps him relevant.
This is his lane.
And
he's the Dane Cook of rap.
People should be thinking Drake. Yeah, he is like a Dane Cook of rap. People should be thinking Drake though, because rap didn't have a number one hit or album all year for like the first time in like 2 decades or whatever, however long. And Drake saved it by going number one with his album.
Which is another interesting topic. I won't go into right now, but that I think you're right. Like as much as we don't, it may bother guys like Joe. Rap kind of needs Drake right now. It's
I don't know if y'all saw
does.
the clip of Juicy J was like, yo, rap sales are down 40%. Like,
I did.
How do we fix this? And you knew you youngsters that keep trying to say that y'all music is better, it's clearly showing that it's not. We keep telling y'all it's not.
Anybody over 30 that says the new shit isn't the best shit is an old head and a hater. That's just what it comes down to. Like, and I feel like we gotta stop with that. Like, everyone's not a hater that doesn't like your shit. Sometimes you gotta make better shit. It's just what it comes down to.
Right. We're telling you your music is trash. Hip hop was like the number one genre for I don't know how many years. Like it was like a long run. Like hip hop was like number one, and it's going down because of y'all. like
with unprecedented access and platforms, it's going down.
Yeah, because y'all like because a lot of them was like y'all don't really have no real passion for music. Most of y'all can't rap.
It's a money grab.
Right, it's a money. Right, y'all make the same song over and over and over again.
Sorry, little baby.
Right.
Every song sounds the same, my nigga.
Like, NBA Young Boy, like all y'all music, everything sound the same. Like y'all trash. Just face it, y'all trash.
Just face it, y'all trash. Not all of y'all are trash.
Not everybody.
The level of passion seems to be lessened. It does, and the sales are starting to reflect that. I think what those goats of like the 90s and early 2000s had was they had that passion, and it sold. You saw movements pop up. You saw areas get popping. You saw different rappers and groups pop up that like had this crazy wave and buzz behind them because there was a passion to what they were speaking and rapping with. You ain't got that. It's gonna be hard to move units and hard to really have that happen in this era. So
yeah, y'all have nobody to carry the torch. Y'all are trash.
Just be Kendrick.
Right. Because y'all like just think about this. Because we had our like Jade, all them, we had eras. So then it's like we kind of moving past the Kendrick, Cole, Drake era. It's like music is music. They can still come out.
They're the goats of this era, but like
their generation
coming under them.
Right. Y'all have nobody.
After Drake, Cole, and Kendrick, I don't know who we're talking about as far as like I don't want to hear about YoungBoy. I don't want to hear about Yachty.
Nobody.
I don't want to hear about Thug. Like they're okay, but
you have nobody. And I'm not saying I don't like some like I listen to a lot of the ratchet, ridiculous music that y'all are making, but nobody really
Future
has.
at? Question on this.
I think Future's in there with Drake and all of them.